What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So we're going to continue talking about the different emails that you guys are sending me regarding Social Security and regarding the Social Security Fairness Act. And so that's what we're going to focus on in this video. But first off, you guys can do me a favor. Please like the video. And if you're watching this video and you want to see more content like this, please consider subscribing to the channel. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at some of these emails. And remember, if you guys want me to talk about something on the channel, send me an email, david@thetecshow.com. and we'll discuss whatever you guys want to talk about. Now, I'm asking you to send me an email, but don't just send me an email. Send me an email, and then also in the comments, let me know that you sent me an email. That way I can tie the two together. And a lot of times what I'll do, and I'll do this, if you subscribe to the channel, it lets us know who's subscribed and who's not subscribed. So if you're a subscriber to the channel, you send me an email and you send me a comment, because you send me the comment, I can see that you subscribe to the channel. Then I will tie two and two together, and I will do those first. Okay, so people who are loyal followers who subscribe to the channel, I'll make sure I go over those first. So that's another reason why I want you to send me a comment and send me the email. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at some of these emails. Here we go. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the next email here. And this is coming from Ernest. Ernest, thank you for the email. It says, "Hi, David. I received my lump sum back pay via direct deposit. However, I never received a letter or an email about the back pay. There is no information about the back pay, its calculations, or taxes deducted. In my online Social Security account, the only information in my Social Security is an entry under payment history with the following information." So it says the date there, it says the payment type, Social Security, one-time payment, and then the amount. Also, there is no mention of the one-time payment back pay mentioned in the Social Security statement dated April 3rd, 2025. I've made 5 calls to the Social Security Administration with no success. 3 calls to the local number right here. Automatic directory with callback, never received a call. If you are calling the Social Security Administration, you're not getting a callback. That's a huge problem, obviously. And I would continue to make those calls because they should be calling you back. You shouldn't have to be in a situation where they're telling you need to wait over an hour just to speak with someone. And then you say, okay, well, I want them to call me back. And then they don't call you back. So make sure, first off, make sure that all the information is correct and they're able to get a hold of you. You don't have some type of a block on your phone. Some phones will have that, the spam detector or whatever, where they have to push a button in order to talk. Maybe in this situation, you turn that off so it's available. I don't know exactly how you would do that. I don't have that on my phone, but I do know sometimes when I call people, you have to press the pound key or whatever in order to speak with someone. So that could be one of the problems there. But if they're not calling you back, they should be calling you back. So if they're not calling you back, there's probably a reason why they're not calling you back. Okay, let's go ahead and continue here. And then it goes on to say 2 calls from the national number, 1-800-772-1213, on hold each time for 2 and 3 hours. I am concerned about this lack of information because when I retired in 2018 and started receiving benefits, there were 2 errors made by the Social Security Administration. Then he goes on to say, I didn't start taking benefits until 3 years past my full retirement age because I was still working full time. I was paid a lump sum, but 6 months later, I received a letter informing me I was overpaid that lump sum. So, of course, the amount was clawed back. Okay, so this is something I've been talking about a lot. When it comes to the Social Security Administration, if they overpay you, they will claw that money back. And now in March, they changed that clawback back to 100%. It was at 10%, so they could only claw back 10% at a time. Now they can claw back the whole thing. So if you owe $2,000 to Social Security, they can claw that whole $2,000 back in your next payment. So just be aware of that. But if they do overpay you, the onus is on you. So if they overpay you, you're responsible. You need to pay that back. And then it goes on to say, then 2 years after receiving benefits, I received another overpayment letter. This time for the monthly benefit, which also was incorrectly calculated by the Social Security Administration. Of course, this was paid back. I work full-time with contributions to Social Security and Medicare for 16 years. then an educator contributing to the state pension for 35 years, followed by part-time employment contributions to Social Security and Medicare for 6 years. I appreciate and enjoy your informative and to-the-point videos. Thanks for any insight or suggestions. Okay, so I think I've given you a couple of suggestions already when it comes to contacting the Social Security Administration. Yes, I would continue to contact them until you talk with someone. Unfortunately, you're not getting the information that you need. You did receive the lump sum, but you want to know that it's correct. So talking to someone is going to be the only real way that you're going to figure that out, and it's still not a guarantee. So just like I said earlier, the onus is on you. So if they do make a mistake, you're the one that is going to have to pay that back. So just keep that in mind. And obviously, you know that because you've dealt with this several times before. And so just be aware, and this is more of a notice to everyone out there. So if you are receiving Social Security benefits, especially the Social Security Fairness Act, they sent out this lump sum payment, and these payments are $12,000, $15,000, $20,000. And so you're receiving a lot of money at once. So just make sure you're comfortable with that amount. And if you think that it's too much, you might want to contact the Social Security Administration just to confirm, okay, is this correct? Can you at least show me how you got to these numbers? So, I'm comfortable with receiving this check, because what you don't want to happen is that you get this lump sum check, you spend it, and then a year down the road, they tell you, you know what, we messed up and you owe us $5,000. And guess what? We're going to have to take the $5,000 out of your next check. So you don't want that situation to happen. So just be very, very cautious when you're receiving this money. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at this email. This is coming from Rich. Rich, thank you for the email. It says, I try to catch every episode of your show, trying to hear from anyone who has not received their retro check yet. Okay, there are people that haven't received their retro check yet. So you're not alone in that situation if you haven't received your check. My benefit was reduced when I started getting Social Security in 2022 because I draw a government pension. I worked in law enforcement for 36 years and draw 2 pensions from separate pension systems. My case is not complicated, as like many others, my benefit was just reduced due to WEP. I have called Social Security and they just tell me they are still processing the case. Okay, so the good news is if you call them and they tell you that they're processing the case, hopefully they're processing the case. They're looking at their system and it is showing that you qualify under WEP and they need further processing. So that's good news. Do you hear from others who have not received the retro, and do they have any idea why they haven't received it yet? Okay, so Rich, in your situation, like I said, the good news is that they've said that they're processing it. And maybe it's because you have 2 different pensions and they have to look at, maybe they have to have a physical person look at your case. But the good news is they are looking into it. And you will be made whole when it comes to the lump sum payment as well as a monthly increase. But it just looks like it's going to take a little bit more time. I think the new date now is in November of 2025. They said that they should have everything completely done. They were trying to expedite and get things done in March and April, but they have given a new deadline date of November 2025. So there's still a little bit of time that some people might have to wait. Okay, next email is coming from Susan, and Susan says, I am a civil service retirement system annuitant. I think that's correct. And then she goes on to say, I was affected by the government pension offset rules. I knew that I did not qualify, nor did I apply for Social Security spousal benefits. Based on the repeal of GPO, I now qualify for spousal benefits and will be receiving my first check in April 2025. Also, I received the retroactive payment for January and February. Am I eligible to receive the retroactive payment from January 2024 to January 2025 since I did not apply for spousal benefits before the 2025 Social Security Fairness Act? Okay, so the answer is no, you're not going to qualify for that year because you just applied this year. So because you just applied this year, they're not going to give you the retro for the January 2024 through January of 2025. However, in a lot of cases, when people apply for spousal benefits, they will go back 6 months and they will give you retroactive for 6 months if you would have qualified for spousal benefits 6 months prior. Okay, so that's something. You'll get a little bit of money there. But when it comes to the retroactive payment, with regards to the Social Security Fairness Act, you're not going to qualify for that. So if you guys have any other questions, let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.